Hello and welcome to how to finally switch off, relax in 5 simple steps. Now, I did a survey, I've done a couple of surveys in the last couple of weeks, and it is so apparent that there's an epidemic of entrepreneurs who feel that switching off seems impossible. It's like a real force to be reckoned with. And some of the most major problems that come up out of this is the good old overthinking, can't switch my mind off, feeling like I have so much to do, worry, overwhelm, procrastination. And these things get so in the way that literally they're impacting our day-to-day life. They're not allowing us to enjoy the successes that we've created when we have time off, and when we're in work, it's feeling like overwhelm. So today I want to share with you in this masterclass 5 simple steps that are going to take you on a mini journey right now to show you how you can start changing your relationship to those awful things that keep you awake at night, called overthinking, procrastination, etc. So my name is Kirsty Bortoft. I'm a mindset coach. I am the founder of the Freedom Alignment Method, which is a method that addresses the root cause of any emotional, mental and physical pain. I'm an Amazon bestselling author with Break Free from Pain, and I am a meditation teacher. And I'm not going to share any more information about me, but if you want to know more about who I am and my background, then go along to my website at kirstybortoft.com. Apart from that, I have been in this world now for over a decade. I'm absolutely obsessed with human behavior. I've studied the mind now for, over a decade, and have worked with some of the globe's most conscious teachers who have shared and taught me some invaluable tools. And today, what I'm going to do is take some of that information that I use every day with my clients and give it to you so that you can, in the next 20 minutes or so, start just popping these techniques into your life so you can start getting a change. So without further ado, let's dive into how to finally switch off and be able to relax. Oh my gosh, relax in 5 simple steps. Okay, well, first of all, how come it seems so difficult? Where has it gone wrong? At what point did we suddenly become these masters of overthinking? How come we just cannot seem to stop worrying about things, and procrastination seems to be a default setting? Well, it doesn't. We're not born like this, okay? It is a habit that has been created over time. And it's a habit that creeps in with ease because the mind is so, it is so habitual. And so whatever we do today, 90% of what we do today, we are likely to do tomorrow. So if we have a bad habit like overthinking, like procrastination in our life, then it is something that we've mastered over time. But today we're going to do something to break that. So over the years, as I've been working with many entrepreneurs, business owners, professionals all around the world, I can tell you now that the number one problem that people have is that we're usually putting our attention on the wrong thing to fix. First of all, there is nothing broken. But secondly, it is going to be an upward struggle if you are constantly trying to fix what you think is the problem, which is maybe a situation that's going on in business, in life, that your mind is wanting to overthink. Perhaps it's a deadline, perhaps it's a meeting that's coming up, perhaps it's a family issue. What happens is people get obsessed or get sucked into the vortex of trying to put their attention on the problem. And this is where the first issue happens, because the problem is not in trying to fix the situation. The problem is that we've got our attention in the wrong place. So what is the first step to change our relationship to relaxation and be able to switch off? Right. So in these surveys that I've done, like, it was really clear that overthinking was the the biggest thing that people get caught up in that stops them from being able to relax, stops them from being able to switch off. And the first step of change, believe it or not, is awareness. Awareness literally precedes all change, period. What does she mean? What I mean by this is, until we become aware of what it is that we've got our attention on that we're overthinking, until we become aware of what it is that we're feeling, it is going to be impossible for you to change and be able to relax. So the first part is learning to just come back and actually take a step back, because as soon as you take a step back and you look at, right, what is it that I'm actually feeling? What is it I'm actually overthinking? Suddenly you become the observer of the experience and not sucked into the experience feeling that you're out of control. And this very simple move is empowering, because as soon as you can step back and observe what you're thinking and what you're feeling, you now have more control than you've had for a long time, which is one step closer to you being able to relax and switch off. So step 2 is the simple question that I get people to do, which is literally, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? Why? Because, as I said before, we must stop trying to master the situation, and we must start mastering 2 simple things, and that is thoughts and feelings, which, by the way, leads back to managing our mind. Until we start to manage our mind, switching off, relaxation will be impossible, because you will be dictated, whether you're aware of it or not, by the running commentary and then the emotions that it creates. So the first part is, number 1, take a breath, take a step back and observe, become aware. Number 2, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? Why is that important? Well, because as soon as you become aware of what you're thinking and what you're feeling, we can dump it. And how we do that is literally the best and quickest way that I've ever found is to grab paper and pen, put the emotion, put the thought down, and just literally brain dump it onto paper. How does it make you feel? And what are you obsessing over? And just literally write it down. Because as soon as you do that, you're taking it out of your experience onto paper. And this therapeutic move allows your mind to start to calm, your body to start to rest. And as soon as these things start to happen, you then are a step closer to switching off and relaxing. The reason why we can't relax when we're obsessive thinking, we're overthinking, we've got our attention on the wrong thing, we're completely and utterly in the situation rather than taking a step back and observing what's going on, is because when you have your attention on something that is stressful, overthinking something, your subconscious mind does not know that that situation is not actually happening now. It is one of the traits of the mind. The subconscious mind does not have the ability to differentiate something that's actually happening that's stressful and something that's in your mind that is stressful. So what will it do? It will kick out a load of cortisol, which is a stress hormone, because it will believe you are under attack. And what does cortisol do? It gives you a big surge of energy, which is kind of like the opposite to what you want when you want to relax and when you want to switch off. So in order for us to be able to gain back control, we must brain dump and take it out of our mind, out of our body, and chuck it onto paper. This can take 2 to 3 minutes. Like literally, it's such a fast process. The power in this move, honestly, is huge. It's phenomenal. Do not underestimate how powerful by dumping that information to paper gives you. So that's step 3. So we've now become aware. We've taken a breath. We've taken a step back. We've identified what we've been thinking about, what we've been obsessing about, and we've identified how we feel. We've now brain dumped it. We've popped it onto paper. Now, remember, what whatever we persist, we resist. Or said another way, whatever we resist, we persist. So what does that mean? If we keep obsessing about, these thoughts, these emotions, if we keep like our attention on these things, what happens is they never go away. It's like they get bigger and bigger. It's like pouring, as I've said before many times, it's like pouring literally fuel onto a fire. They keep growing. So one of the best ways to be able to break that cycle of obsessing, other than brain dumping, is to use a mantra. Right, what is a mantra? A mantra is simply a word or a couple of words that we put on repeat. A mantra is something that diverts our attention, because ultimately you can only ever be in one place at one time. It may seem like you can be in more than one place at one time. Like it may feel like you're thinking about the past and you're in the present and you're in the future, but actually the reality is you can only ever be in one place at one time. So if you've got your attention on a mantra, that means your attention is now not on those obsessive thoughts. It's now not on checking into that kind of intense emotion. It is now on something completely different. And as soon as you put your attention on something that is upward spiraling and supportive, those other things magically just evaporate and disappear. Maybe not instantly, but in time. So one of the best words that I suggest that you use for a mantra, and you can use anything, you can use whatever feels right to you, but I've got my most favorite Sanskrit word. Sanskrit is an ancient vibrational language, and Sanskrit, how it works, the words or the meaning is of the vibration of the thing. So whatever, if it was like a door, you would say the vibration of that door, not it is a door. If that makes sense. Anyway, it has its own alphabet, and the first letter of the Sanskrit alphabet is the sound Om. O-M. You may have seen it written down. It's quite trendy. It also has another beautiful, like, looks like a number 3 sort of symbol, which represents the Om sign. Anyway, I love this sound because it is literally the first sound of creation, and it actually emanates in all other sounds on this planet. So it's kind of like a superpower as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, when you put your attention on the word Om and you go Om, you'll feel like the vibration in your lips. That's because that's the sound, the vibration of Om. And that is a mantra. A mantra really is another word for prayer, really. Don't worry, it's not religious. It's not got any, you can be religious and use it. You don't have to be religious and use it. There's no attachment there. It's just a vibrational sound. And when we use it, what it does is it breaks our attention and it brings it into something upward spiraling, which stops you from going back into that obsessive thinking, which is going to stop you from switching off and relaxing. So number 4 is good old mantra. And if you don't want to use Om, you could use anything like I am well, I am amazing, everything's okay, I feel great. You could use whatever you desire. Okay. It doesn't have to be Om. That's just my favorite one. And then finally, and this is a big topic, so I am going to do a separate masterclass on this topic, but I want to give you a little invitation and insight into the last step of how you relax and switch off. So we have become aware we're not relaxing and switching off. So number 1, we get aware, we step back, we observe what is going on. Okay. Number 2, what we invite ourselves to ask ourselves then is, what have we been thinking or obsessing about, and what have we been feeling? Because remember, in order to master progression, we must not get obsessed with the situation in our mind. We must master our relationship to our mind, which is our thoughts and feelings. So what are we thinking? What are we feeling? Step 3, we're now going to brain dump it. Paper and pen. How does it make me feel? What am I obsessing about? Right? Dump, let go, move. Step 4 is now to break the cycle, is to introduce a mantra. And we've said the word Om, which is the first letter of the Sanskrit alphabet. But step 5 is this, right? As a human being, you can only ever be in one place at one time, how I mentioned before. So what are those spaces? You can either be off in your mind thinking about the past. Oh, last week when I was in that meeting, yeah, I remember now, it didn't go very well, did it? Oh gosh, and that we've got another meeting coming up. Oh heck, right? So past thoughts, I'm going back into the past. Or we can be in the future. Next week when we've got to go and do that same meeting again. Oh heck, I will hope that it doesn't go like it did last time. Back, past. Oh no, it's going to be a nightmare. So-and-so is going to be there. Blah, 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 blah. Future thinking. Or we have what's called the present moment. The present moment, believe it or not, is where no thought exists. It's where we are being that observer again, like I introduced you in step 1. It's where we are the watcher. It's where we are observing our experience. We're not identifying with the running commentary of the ego. We're allowing ourselves to be fully immersed in the moment, which, by the way, is where our potential, possibility and magic exists, which, by the way, is where creativity exists. Guess where stress exists? You got it. Stress exists in the past, going over things, and in the future, what ifing or procrastinating, or not procrastinating, sorry, catastrophizing or obsessing about something that hasn't even happened. Stress does not exist here. It exists there, past and future. So in order to learn to be able to switch off and relax more, we must master the art of being more present. And one of the fastest ways to do that is through learning to meditate. So if you've never done any meditation before, or even if you have, I am going to pop in the chat box below a link to a mini meditation that I have done, which is just a mini 3-minute meditation. It's a guided meditation to help you be able to relax. Have a go at that. And if you want to do any more or learn more about meditation, then go over to my YouTube channel. There's lots of freebies on there. It's Kirsty Bortoft. I'll put a link as well for my YouTube channel underneath. So, learning to relax. Is it important? Oh my gosh, it is imperative to your health. It's imperative to your sanity. It is imperative to who you become more of. So these 5 steps are so super simple, but they're simple, but they're also different. And because of that, the likelihood is that even though they're so simple, you probably will make a mistake at some point. Why? Because your egoic mind will hop in and drag you back into overthinking, will drag you back into obsessing, will drag you back into what if, into catastrophizing, procrastinating, whatever it may be, right? It will do that. Why? Because the egoic mind has been, it's part of its nature is to predict and protect. And how it protects you is by keeping you in your comfort zone. It keeps you in your comfort zone by getting you to do things you've already done before, even if those things do not serve you. Your ego is not bad. It's just got a job, and that's what it does. Your job is to realize that you don't have to be dictated by your egoic mind. You're in control. And the only way you can gain control is through these 5 steps. Number 1, gain awareness. Take a step back, take a breath, become the observer. 2, what am I feeling? What am I thinking? Really important. Remember, the situation scenario, the obsession of that is not where it's at. We must master the relationship to our mind, which is our thoughts and feelings, in order for any true progression and inner peace to be maintained. 3, brain dump it. Paper, pen, get rid. 4, let's have a distraction and something that's going to keep our attention aligned with our greater good, a mantra of some description. And 5, learn to become more present. Introduce some sort of meditation into your daily practice. And if you need some support on that, go to my YouTube channel. And if you are somebody who's watching this who just wants a direct path to success with all this, and you would like someone to just handhold you through this, and reach out and get in touch, I have got a free freedom call with myself. It's about 25 minutes long, where we will discuss your next possible steps. If you'd like to do that, just go to kirstybortoft.com and book in a call. Other than that, have an amazing day.